Games over the Texas Rangers and 19.5 up on the Oakland Athletics. Here's a look at the A's batting order. Kennedy, Davis, and Sweeney. And Rajai Davis with the game-tying two-run single in the 7th inning last night. He is a speed guy. John Lackey will want to keep him off base. Sweeney, Cuss, Powell, Ellis, Barton, Pennington, and Patterson going up against Big John, who is seeking his 100th career win. He is 99 and 70 in his career with 13 complete games, and 15 of those wins are against this Oakland A's ball club.
All right, so there's confidence, number one. That's what you need. Now, John, he doesn't normally need a lot of confidence, but the first inning's going to be a tester for him. He wants to try to limit that pitch count and get some early countouts. He'll pound fastballs on the corners early, finish guys with curves. He's got a good changeup, but he wants to limit that pitch count. That's the biggest concern for John Lackey today, and probably not for him as much as it is Scioscia. He has to manage that bullpen, and that's the number one job of a manager in the American League, how they handle their pen.
John is facing a former teammate in Adam Kennedy, who has had a good series with 5 hits and 14 at-bats. The 5 hits in the series after a 4-for-22 beginning against his old ball club. There's a strike at the knees, 1-2 count.
It's always fun when you face a friend, former teammate of yours. These two guys want to beat each other.
They won a world championship together in 2002. Kennedy as the Angels' second baseman, and Lackey as the Angels' rookie starting pitcher, who won 9 games that year, and then Game 7 in the World Series.
All right, defensively for the Halos. You see Juan Rivera back in there after a chill pill he took last night. Landed him on the pine for 9. It's well deserved. Rested up, should be good. We got Ivar and Howie Kendrick out there. Mighty Meister Asturis usually doesn't hit against left-handers lately. It's been Howie getting in there. So Chone Figgins, though, has been a human highlight reel all year long. What kind of plays will we see today from this outstanding third baseman?
Here is Rajai Davis, 5 for 14 in the series with a couple of stolen bases. Had that big hit in the 7th inning last night, which helped the team rally from a 3-0 deficit. Figgins will take care of him, so right away Rex Chone is busy.
But that's just that's routine. He makes that play in his sleep. But you know, it's the reaction plays that really turn your head about Chone Figgins. Okay, this is right, come on in. It's really a nice ball for the first one of the afternoon. Get the easy one out of the way. But there are no nerves in these guys at all. They're very athletic and they react quickly in a reaction game.
The Angels only have 2 more days off the rest of the season, so Mike Scioscia really needs a lift from John Lackey. Their bullpen has worked a lot recently. They do not have Jason Bolger available. He was not available last night or today, has a sore shoulder.
But how about Bobby Abreu? He gets the chill pill today, so Scioscia does a great job of resting his guys.
So Gary Matthews Jr. getting the start in right field today. Bobby Abreu a little bit soft on this homestand offensively, and a left-hander who's very talented, Brett Anderson, on the mound, so a good day to rest Abreu. Ryan Sweeney takes outside. He's had a very good series. 5 hits, including that Game 1 thriller where he had a single, a triple, a home run, fell a double short of the cycle. He takes a big rip at a fastball from John. It's 3-2.
Day games here at the Big A. I like to go over the ground rules at usually what we see. This is a tough sun field. Ball's going to drop at one time today. Guarantee it. What team drops it? We don't know. Tough sun.
Tough play for Figgins. Cuts it off. Big toss and got him just in time. Fine play by Figgy.
That's right. You know what? That's stupid hitting. They got to keep it away from him. He's too good. Look at this range. There's not a shortstop in the world that doesn't mind a guy that can make a play like that in front of him. Makes it easy.
will see on this Sunday Sean Figgins, Eric Ibar, then Torrey Hunter, Vlad Guerrero bats fourth, Juan Rivera, and Kendrick Morales, who has had a great homestand. Howie Kendrick, Gary Matthews Jr., and Jeff Mathis round out the 9. On the hill for Oakland is Brett Anderson, and he leads Major League rookies in strikeouts and is the 7th rookie in Oakland history to fan 100 in a season.
Another of the many young starting pitchers with very high ceilings. The Oakland A's, they know if they're patient with these kids, that they're going to help them overthrow the Angels someday. That's what they're hoping. But this kid's one of them. Hard fastball. Good 96 mile-an-hour heater, curve, slider. He's pretty competitive, good sinker at that velocity, throws strikes, and pretty mature on the mound. He's a focused individual.
6'4", 215, just 21 years of age, out of Stillwater, Oklahoma. He's the son of Oklahoma State coach Frank Anderson, a mentor to a lot of good pitchers. And he's facing Sean Figgins, who has a 3-1 count. Figgy has a way of getting on base. Nobody's gotten on more in the bigs this year. 3-2.
What new? Remember how we used to call Willits that year he played here every day 3-2 Willits? We could say that for Figgy all year long. He's 3-2 Figgy.
Just get on base any way possible, and he pumps this one foul, and he stays alive. Sean has reached 233 times. That's most in the bigs. He scored 98 runs. That's second most in the major leagues to the great Albert Pujols, who has scored 102 runs. Fouled off.
So, but regardless at this point whether he gets a knock or gets on base with a walk, he's already had a good AB. Milk this many pitches in the first time of the game, starting pitcher already starts to go, wow, you know what? And being the first hitter of the game, that's not good for a pitcher to go, oh man, how am I going to get this guy out?
8th pitch coming.
Oh.
Outside, ball 4.
He wins it.
80th walk for Sean Figgins. That's a career best.
Go ahead. Defensively, Rajah Davis is on a mission to make this team and be a starter next year, so watch for his outstanding play. Kennedy's third base. He misses soon. Now let's talk about the 3 errors he made in the series, but he's had kind of a tough one defensively. But the kid, Landon Powell, is going to give Kurt Suzuki at the afternoon off, and this kid, he's a beauty. Heck, he's in his 23rd start this season, and he's thrown out 42.9% of attempted base stealers, so he's got a good catch and throw system going for himself. He's a young kid. And why not be mentored by just the second-year player Kurt Suzuki? Pretty good spot for this kid, but doesn't look good for his future if he wants to be an everyday catcher.
What kind of move does Anderson have?
He has a good move. He's picked off 3. And as far as the bags he's given up, is 12. 12 stolen bases on the year, and he has caught 3. So mainly when you steal a base, it's off the pitcher. It takes a little bit of time getting home. Got some deception to his move over to first base. But Figgy, he's been very patient lately. I like that. He's just not out there running, and especially ending last night's game like he did. He's going to be patient.
Ibar takes a strike, a 1-1 count.
Rarely have we seen a game end on a guy tagging up from first base trying to get ahead of a fly ball to left for the 3rd out of the game, and Figgy just got caught, and Angels lost a. It was a bad loss last night. It wasn't a tough loss. It was a bad one.
Weaver the Angels led 3-0 going into that 7th inning.
Yeah, and Weaver had some kind of game, and they couldn't hold it for him. So, you know what? They turned the page quickly. Us fans seem to hold on to it a little bit longer. But Weaver let that go. Now it's Big John's day.
A bunt by Eric Ibar. This will get Figgins to second base, but Eric is the first man out.
We like to see that. Figgy was patient, didn't try to steal. Ibar loves to bunt. If he puts that over towards the second baseman, Ellis, he might have had him a chance for a knock. But a sacrifice is perfect right there.
Now Torrey Hunter, who had his 14-game hit streak end yesterday. Still his overall average very good, 311. And despite missing 32 games on the DL, good power numbers, 18 home runs, 70 RBIs.
Ooh, there's a little hanging curve early for Mr. Hunter. Torrey's 2 for 3. Most at-bats against this kid is 6 by Figgins and Abreu. And they've gotten some hits off him. Nobody's taken him deep in the lineup today. He has given up some homers. Anderson has given up 11 homers to righties.
In there. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Torre. Anderson has actually had more success with right-handers than lefties. Lefties batting .309, right-handers .244, and the Angels do not have any left-handers in the lineup, with Bobby Abreu taking the day off. Foul by Torrey Hunter, but sometimes that is misleading because sometimes you're facing the best left-handers in the game, and that's all the opposing manager will place in that lineup. It's a guy like Bobby Abreu or David Ortiz who might stay in that lineup.
Yep. Reason is you don't see as many lefties as you do righties, and it's harder to hit a ball going away from you. And the lefties, try to give him a rest. Get your right-handed bats in there because it's easier. He's got a curveball that comes in to his sinker, might go away a little bit, but at 94, 95, he's not going to get the kind of sink that he will later in his career. When you're a sinker baller, less is more. He'll learn that. He's young. Of course, like always, Mike Scioscia's running game is deep in the minds of the opponents. And that's a tactic that he uses whenever his power goes into slumps. They play the speed game, the sacrifice game. So we're seeing a little fundamental ball early here. Get him over, or so get him on, get him over, get him in. Torrey Hunter, he's done that pretty well. Most Angels are all hitting over 300 with runners in scoring position.
Sean Figgins certainly in the mind of young Brett Anderson, just 21 years of age. Hunter down in the count, 1-2, and he pulls that one foul, and they'll try it again. Anderson, talented prospect. He was Arizona's second-round pick in 2006 out of Stillwater High School, then traded before 2008 from Arizona to Oakland in that Dan Herron deal. And obviously Herron, an outstanding pitcher for the Diamondbacks. And that's been one of the challenges for the Athletics in the past. They'll develop these great pitchers, but then have to trade them before they reach arbitration or free agency.
Look at Figgy.
And he is going, and he is safe at third. So now a ground ball, a fly ball can give the Angels the lead.
Oh yeah. Can't take your eye off him for a second. Okay, let's watch him. He's looking to advance on any ball in the dirt. Anything close that he can get to third base with easier chance to score. Watch him. He's on high alert right there. Look at that agility. I'm gonna go. Takes off. Goes to the outside part of the base. Kennedy can't get him over there. Heads up and good base running now. Kid dropped the ball. Figgy says, oh man, he got Torrey out on a good pitch.
Good pitch for Anderson. Bad one for Torrey Hunter. He strikes out swinging, trying to get Figgins home from third base. And now Vlad Guerrero steps up.
Torrey a little bit too anxious.
Yeah, the Angels have not been as good at the situational game on this homestand. They've lost 7 of their last 10 to match their worst 10-game stretch of the year. And the offense has been a little quiet in that span, averaging under 4 runs per game, but they cannot keep up the pace that they were on. Really, it's more up to the starting pitcher, Mike Scioscia and Mike Butcher say. The Angels with only 12 quality starts since the All-Star break, and that covers 42 games. Out straight back.
Vladdy on that. If his head hadn't have pulled off of that ball, he might have hit that out of center field. Sometimes when that head pulls a little bit, your eyes move and so does the ball. You just miss it a click.
And again, he knocks it foul, but they are taxing Anderson in the first inning. He's thrown 22 pitches.
Yeah, so if they don't get on the board this inning, they've done a good job of seeing some pitching. Angels, they were up to 312 batting average with runners in scoring position, but since then they've dropped down to only 303, which is a very good mark.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Fastballs, sliders in and down. His out pitch is his slider. He'll try to get him to swing over the top of it, but Vladdy's a great low ball hitter inside. See, and he'll offer it those, and some he pulls foul and some he doesn't. And then there are other times where he'll pull his hands in on an inside pitch and doink it to right field.
Yeah, he can make himself really look bad, and then on the same pitch that most let go, he'll double. Up high, it's full 3-2.
Okay, see, there's a little 97. He's got that good four-seamer that he can use. That was a purpose pitch there. Same one he got Hunter out with. Juan Rivera, he can't wait to hit.
I really like their young pitchers. Anderson and Cahill look like they're going to be terrific. We haven't seen much of Gio Gonzalez, but on the DL right now, Dukeshire, Braden, Geis, Outman, 4 starting pitchers. And still, that's why this organization, Bob Guerin, Billy Beane, going with the younger players.
Yeah, they're good. They're going to be good in the future. But for the Angels, the future is now. And for Vladdy, it's now. It's today. He's got to impress his team enough to where they want to keep him in the offseason. Next pitch will be the 9th one.
In the air, right side. Out goes the second baseman, Ellis. He makes the play. The Angels do not score. They leave Figgins at third base. Beautiful warm Sunday afternoon at the Big A, and if you can find the shade, get under it because it's a hot one today in Southern California. John Lackey delivers to Jack Cust and gets strike 1 across. Cust 1 for 9 in the series with 3 walks and 5 strikeouts. He's had a tough time with John in the past. 5 hits and 18 at bats.
All right, big Jack Cust. He'd like to have a little bit better game today than he's had, but you see, they try to defend him. 3 guys on the right side. All the balls he hits on the ground majority of the time go there, so that's why they play him that way. I call that the Mike Scioscia triangle defense, not world champion coach Phil Jackson's triangle defense. This is Scioscia's triangle defense. And hoping to win a world championship, may not get in Mr. Jackson's league, but if he gets halfway to it, he'd be happy.
It was first designed by Lou Boudreau, a manager back in the 1940s, to stop Ted Williams from ripping the ball through his infield on the right side. Jack Cust takes inside, ball 4, so that is his 4th walk of this series, and Cust walked in the 8th inning, and that started the Angels' troubles, and he would come around to score and give them a 4-3 victory. And fans prepare for a new look and style as the Angels are giving away another first-of-a-kind hat. On Tuesday, September 8th, all fans in attendance will receive a free Angels Argyle hat courtesy of Auto Club of Southern California. Great seats are still available for this game and can be purchased at angelsbaseball.com. Here's Landon Powell, left-handed batter, and for Kurt Suzuki today. And Cust walked in the 8th inning. They had a pinch runner, Eric Patterson, run for him, and he would score the go-ahead run. Patterson starting today and playing left field.
John Lackey, after walking Jack Cust. Cust is the only guy in the lineup that's hurt him 2 homers. He probably kind of is a little leery of Cust. soon walk him, clog up the bases with nobody out, and get this young rookie to hit into a double play. That's probably Lackey's thinking. He'll bring a couple double plays because he's got good depth and downward movement to his pitches.
John has missed in his last 6 pitches. Kendrick gets to this one and goes to second base. And look at that.
You got to be kidding me.
Oh, man, I thought they had no chance at second base.
Howie Kendrick, go ahead and not only rob a single, but turn it into 2.
Wow.
What a help. Just got through talking about that. Lackey gets exactly what he wants from the rookie. Watch the range. And then, heck, he off balance throws a dart. Look at how quick the hands are. Ibar gets out of the way of the slider. That is a pitcher's delight. Sweet.
Well, that's Kendrick knowing the speed of the runner at first base. I mean, if it's a guy like Ellis or Patterson, he knows I've got no chance. I've got to go to first base. Instead, it was Cust, and they turn a wicked double play.
Outstanding, man.
Defense continues to impress. They've made the 3rd fewest errors in the American League this year, 60.
And you know what? That's just something you don't expect. When that happens, that's a big energy booster. Just a lot like getting Kazmir has been. That's been a big booster. And for that young lefty to show up here in that clubhouse today and talk to his new teammates, that's a lift. But a play like that is a momentum changer if you needed one.
1-2 to Ellis, who's punched to second base. Kendrick will throw him out. Howie with a terrific start to a 4-6-3 double play to end an Athletics rally.
Ham and eggs and roll them up on a Sunday.
Have him hitting third, and he was tremendous defensively in the top half of the second inning. Here is Juan Rivera sending one to right field and making an over shoulder.
Wow.
Nice catch, Mark Ellis. So good defense to start this ball game.
Oh, and he made that look easy. And having played second base here at the Big A and day games, I can tell you firsthand that is the tough play. You got to have good concentration, good focus, wide receiver type skills to look over your shoulder and battle the sun and make that look routine. That kid's got some skills.
Brett Anderson to face Kendry Morales, who's having an excellent homestand, and certainly against these Athletics. 7 for 12 with a couple of home runs. He had a 5-for-5 game on Friday night. 3-run home run, a solo shot, 2 doubles, a singles, 6 RBIs. That tied a career best that he had done this year.
See if Morales has any bam bam in him today.
Well, Anderson gets a quick strike across, and he has him down 1-2. Anderson threw 28 pitches in the first inning, and My goodness, he's made 2 quick outs here to start the second.
Why not take a little peek back to that last half inning and show Howie Kendrick's skills in turning a double play, ranging far to his left. Turns it over to Ibar. Good feed off balance like that. Look at it. That ball's handled easily by Ibar because of the feed, the location. It's out over the left side of the bag, so the shortstop can come through and make that turn beautifully. Way to go, Howie.
Now he's stepping up, batting .277 overall this year, but since his recall from the minor leagues, batting .347, a check swing, and Anderson's really got them guessing here in the second inning.
Well, Fizz, that last time that they faced Anderson, they remember how dangerous and nasty he was. It was that slider and curveball that breaking hard down and in on righties.
He had a perfect game until the 7th inning, and that ball is struck to center field, and making the catch is Rajai Davis. We head to the 3rd, looking for our first run. That won't last by Carl's Jr. The teriyaki $6 burger with grilled pineapple back at Carl's Jr. And by Auto Club Speedway. The NASCAR playoffs come to Auto Club Speedway with the Pepsi 500 on October 11th. For tickets, call 1-800-944-RACE. John Lackey beginning his 3rd inning of work. He will face Derek Barton, Athletics first baseman. He's out of Huntington Beach.
So with the defensive play on both sides, we could be looking at a pitcher's duel today, and that's kind of unusual because a day game the ball really flies out of here. Home runs still could be a big part of this game, but pitching and defense go hand in hand, and both of these teams know, as well as every other major league team are competing for wins, that is the basis of a winner. Pitching and defense. A couple timely hits is all you really need.
The last time Lackey and Anderson hooked up, it was a day game at the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum on July 19th. Final score 1-0 Angels in 10. Lackey and Anderson were absolutely sensational. It reminded us of that matchup between Joe Saunders and Zach Greinke back in April. That was such a great matchup.
Well, what a nice yacker that kid's got. Brett Anderson, good hard slider.
Barton sends one up the middle. That's the first base hit off John. So Derek with his 4th hit of this series. John was able to get that crisp double play after he walked Jack Cust in the 2nd inning. Would like something like that from Cliff Pennington. You can see his last start against the A's against that left-hander Brett Anderson, and John in the game threw 102 pitches in 9 innings, so his pitch efficiency was brilliant.
Right. He wants to try to repeat that today, but going 3-2 on Barton and giving up a base hit, you just want to go ahead and try to throw early strikes if you can. If they're going to hit you, let them hit you early, and if they miss, you get a chance to expend or expand the zone with some of your off speed. And John's got a nice hammer, big curveball.
He wants a good start. He's allowed 11 earned runs over his last 2 starts after allowing 11 earned runs in his previous 7 starts combined. The 0-1 swung on, popped up, shallow left field. Juan Rivera is there for the catch. 1 out. Carl's Jr. most strikeouts since 2005. Scott Kazmir has more than Sabathia and John Lackey. Kazmir had that 239 strikeout season, which led the American League. He worked with the Angels' Mike Butcher, and he said the day of the trade they were texting back and forth. Then when they weren't sure, he goes, I texted Mike Butcher and he didn't text me back until the deal was done.
Yeah, don't want to get charged for tampering right at the last minute.
Well, he said the conversation was not about that. It was, hey, how you doing? Would love to have you. Heard the story. He met the media today at 11:15. Ball is lined towards left center field, and it will drop. Rivera cuts it off, but racing to third is Derek Barton. He make it safely, and Patterson has himself a 2-out double.
Okay, now
not double. I beg your pardon.
Juan made a little mental mistake right there. When he picked it up, had he come right to second base with his throw, might have kept Patterson at first and kept the double play in order, or it could have thrown him out. But see, he's thinking about third, and that was too much. And he's got a great arm. Had he had his sights set on Howie, he might have thrown him out. He's got a great arm. So now John Lackey in a little bit of trouble here. First 2 batters.
John needing the strikeout, and he's looking for his first of the ball game. He's facing former teammate Adam Kennedy, who takes strike 1. Martin at third. Patterson great speed at second base, and he has a good secondary lead as well. John goes outside. Mathis with a nice pick, and it's 1-1.
Okay, Lackey can't be afraid of contact. He wants to pitch around it. Ooh, good try there.
And they'll break to the plate, and the run will score.
Wow, how about that? Ibar tried to sneak behind Patterson. Patterson didn't see him. John did. John spun quickly, threw a good ball. Ibar couldn't find the ball, and he was blocked by Patterson, and the third base runner scores. Look at this. That's stealing a run from the Halos there. Costly air. Okay, watch him now. Lackey sees it. Sneaking in behind him. Gave him a good ball. Patterson didn't think it was going to be that close. And see, when Ibar went to tag him, he lost it. It was right at the end of his glove. It was a snow cone. He's looking for it in his ball, in his glove. He thought he had it. Popped out.
And the result is a lead for Oakland. And now Kennedy takes one in the dirt, and it's a 2-2 count.
Interesting to see. That's got to be an error on the shortstop.
Well, they ruled it an error, but they have not said who they're giving it to. Yeah. I mean, I've got to believe it's Ibar because the ball was in the glove, and John threw a good ball.
A perfect ball right by the bag. That's where you want to get him. They almost got him had he held on.
Kennedy breaks his bat, loops it towards right. Kendrick will make the catch. Patterson does not go, and there's 2 outs. That's a shame because that would have been the second out, and I'm sure that Barton would have been unable to score from third base, and a shallow fly ball to right field.
Ball goes up, Howie Kendrick goes, and then he looks at second base runner to see what he's doing. Okay, watch him. He's going to take a peek. So you don't see that very often on a ball like that. He took a little peek to see what the runner was doing, was able to refocus and catch it.
Well, they have given John Lackey the error. I can't understand that. Here's Rajay Davis, swings and misses, strike 1.
If it hits the base runner before he catches it, then it's an error all the way. The fact that we saw it in 2 or 3 different slow motions, Ibar thought he had it in his glove. Once it popped,
in the glove.
Oh yeah, but once it popped out, Ibar went and looked in his glove for the ball, and then that's when he scrambled to his feet. But by then it's too late. Lackey sees him coming in. Ibar puts the tag on him. Now he doesn't see it. He looks in his glove here. Watch this. Watch this. Now he looks in his glove. Ibar does. He was trying to find it. He thought he had it. So that to me was just a tough error. I don't think it's on John Lackey, but we'll turn the page on it. John's got 2 strikes now on Rajai Davis.
Davis has been hot the last month, batting over .330. Swings and misses. Lackey gets him, but John, on a throw, a pickoff at second base, allows the run to score as Ivar was unable to handle his throw. Matthews, Mathis, and Figgins against Brett Anderson. Slow roller up the middle, cut off by Pennington. Quick toss, got him. Nice play. Hey kids, get ready for a straight A semester with your very own Angels School Supply Kit. On Saturday, September 12th, all kids ages 2 through 18 in attendance will receive a free back-to-school supply kit courtesy of Frito-Lay that features a pencil, pen, ruler, and more. And great seats are still available for this game. They can be purchased at angelsbaseball.com. Angels in first place by 4 games over the Texas Rangers, and Texas has just claimed a 3-2 lead on Minnesota in the top of the 7th inning. Rangers will not go away. Ground ball Kennedy, and Anderson, after a 28-pitch first inning, has made quick work of the Angels in the second and now third.
Yep, we're not seeing a patient offense against Anderson, and that might be by design. They know he's going to come in there early with fastballs. Those are a lot easier to hit than that burying slider. When he gets 2 strikes on you, he's going to bury that slider, and it makes it tough to lay off of it. So that's the only thing I can think of, is that they're trying to get the heater before he gets them.
Well, if you look at those numbers and combine them with today, he has now gone 10 2/3 innings against the Angels and allowed them only 2 hits. This guy's got plenty of talent. He had a perfect game with 2 out in the 7th, and Bobby Abreu slammed the base hit to left field. And then in the 10th against Bailey, hit it out, and the Angels won the ball game. 1-0 in 2 hours and 15 minutes of 10 innings baseball.
Wow, yeah, that was really some kind of game. The lefty really showed the Angels offense what he's made of, and he's looking like it again, except he's the one with the 1-0 lead now.
Angels had a chance to score in the first inning when Sean Figgins walked, sacrificed to second base, took third in a pass ball, but Torrey Hunter struck out and Vlad Guerrero popped up. Well, he's going right after the Angels with the hard stuff. He's thrown 44 pitches, trying to finish his third inning through 28 in the first inning. he's been good. And Barton will win the race to the bag, and the Athletics cruising through the Angels in this third. Acura advance by Howard's. Catch all the excitement of Angels baseball on a new high-definition flat-screen TV from Howard's, official appliance and flat-screen superstores of the Angels. John Lackey to face Ryan Sweeney, who is robbed of a hit, and a fine play by Sean Figgins to end the first. A's have a 1-0 lead. Ball is lifted foul back and out of play, and Lackey now goes 0-2 on Sweeney, a talented young player out of Cedar Rapids, Iowa. 3 of those hits came in game 1. Line drive, base hit. He has had a lot of 2-strike base hits in this series.
Well, one of the reasons is he's got a nice inside-out swing, so Lackey's trying to stay away from him. And he just goes ahead and hits it where it's pitched. It's pretty easy when you try to stay inside the ball, and that's your thought. You have to have a good mental approach going up there, not wanting to know how your hands are going to do and where you're going to throw them.
This is the 3rd straight inning that Oakland has gotten their leadoff man on. Cust started that in the 2nd inning with a walk, but then Powell hit into a 4-6-3 double play, and John throws outside to Jack. 1 ball, no strikes.
And the Angels, they had a hot month going on. But then all of a sudden, the last few games, they've been making their record, getting closer to 500 this year. They've been losing.
Kendrick. Moranos, 2 outs.
Now that's a routine play, especially after that 1st inning double play. Howie, though, he might tell you, he might disagree with me, because that's a good, hard, hot smash. That can eat you up sometimes on a short hopper like that, but he stayed in front of it and used his soft hands, got it over to Ibar. First man sure, second man quick. Whenever it comes to double play, you can't get 2 unless you get that first one. Nice, steady defense for John. Keeps his pitch count down.
Ripped to right center field, and Jack Cust, after hitting into the double play, watches Landon Powell slam one into right center field. So Lackey has allowed 4 hits in the ball game, 3 singles and a double by Eric Patterson in the 3rd inning. The batter will be Mark Ellis. The Angels lead the season series with Oakland 7-5, but the A's have taken 4 of the 6 games at the Big A. It's usually a reversal of that in the past years. Swing and a miss by Ellis.
Talked about the nice August record they had opening the month, 12-5, and the club has gone 3-7 since. So this is the last day of August here. Angels don't care if they turn the calendar over to September, but they want to do it with a win. You can't let Oakland get out of here 3 out of 4 on them. Scioscia knows it. He won't say it, but there is a sense of urgency for today, just for confidence before they head out on a trip where they're going to play a couple another Western teams. We got 3 in Seattle.
3 in Seattle, 2 night games, and then a mid-afternoon game, and that'll be the Casimir Felix Hernandez game on Wednesday.
Hey, nice job. Good block, Fizz. Let me talk about Mathis a little bit here.
Okay.
See how? Watch how he turns his glove. He turns his glove just the right way. If your glove's turned sideways, it's going to kick off. Watch him how he cups it, thumbs out, and squares that ball up nicely on his chest protection. Good footwork and hand-eye coordination to do that, and comes with a lot of practice, a lot of repetition. Fundamentally sound. That's what you need. Keep a guy from moving over.
Back-to-back nice stops by Jeff.
Now, there's really no comparison so far last year and this year between Napoli and Mathis as far as the offense goes. But defensively, Mathis is a better catcher.
Ellis swings and misses and strikes out. John has been strong through 4. He's allowed 1 unearned run. The Angels offense needs to get to Anderson. So come out and see your favorite celebrities from TV, sports, music, and more. For more details on the tournament and how you can participate, visit am830.net/golf. Proceeds benefit the Angels Baseball Foundation, and it is a great cause when you consider all of the help they have given to the Southern California communities. And sometimes it's just with the Boys and Girls Clubs of Southern California, Little League programs, softball, high school programs. There's a fly ball struck pretty well to left center field. Back goes Patterson. He leaps up and makes a terrific catch.
Wasn't sure if Ibar had enough to get it out of the yard, but on a day game, the ball flies out of here. Patterson, he tracked it down to the wall. Leaped up and robbed an Angel. That's what they needed badly, was to get a leadoff double or something early to try to rattle this kid Anderson, who really has a good focus. And that's a nice play by Patterson.
Torrey Hunter up, and he takes upstairs. Ball 1. Hunter 2 for 14 this series. Down low.
Got a good break. The kid's got speed, and he's able to get back on that ball. It's a good thing because Ibar would have had a double, maybe more, depending on where Rajai Davis, the center fielder, was backing him up or not. That kicks off the wall. That'd have been a big break for the Halos offense. They're going to have to make their own breaks against this kid and look for those mistakes again. That's what that was. Ibar hit a mistake early. That's why they're early count hitting on this guy. They want to try to pick a mistake, and they know they're going to get a fastball.
And that ball is knocked to left field. First hit of the ball game for the Angels. It comes off the bat of Torrey Hunter. So he has hit in 15 of his last 16 after that 14-game hit streak was ended last night in a 4-3 Oakland triumph. The A's have won 2-0 and 4-3 in this series. The Angels were down by 5 runs in the middle game. Actually, it was game 2, but they rallied to win 11-7. Now, they'd love to see a Vlad Guerrero big fly. He has struggled in this series and on this homestand. Just 5 hits in 24 at bats from their cleanup hitter. Vlad looked like he was really coming around on the road trip. He hit nearly 370 on the road trip when the Angels won 6 of 10, and he blasted 3 home runs, including 2 in one game at Baltimore.
Streaky hitter when it comes to the home run ball, but he'll mix in singles and sometimes doubles until he gets hot. Get him out of the yard, but just a little. Remember, he sometimes tries a little bit too hard, and therefore swings a little bit hard, and he pulls off the ball sometimes. But you know, any swing, any time, he can produce runs. It's just a click behind that.
Yeah, all of his foul balls have been struck off the right side.
Using a little bit too much arms now. A little bit too much arms instead of his hands. The hands do the damage. Vladdy knows that. I'm not telling him anything he didn't know. A lot easier from up here than it is down there.
It looked like he was about ready to break and then jump back on an 0-2 count. Got a manager, Bob Guerin, a former catcher. He might pitch out in this situation. Powell has a very good arm, 43%. Base stealers he's thrown out, and that pitch is outside 1-2.
Yeah, there's no thought of stealing here, and if it is, it's not advisable because Anderson gets the ball home quickly. He gives you a couple different looks over there, and with a home run hitter up and one coming to follow, why you want to take him out of a potential inning? Strike him out, throw him out.
That's up the middle. Ellis backhands, gets the force. They will not get Guerrero, but the Angels with 2 outs now and the tying run at first base.
Okay, the kind of second baseman Ellis is, anything that he gets his glove on is an out. He's a solid defender. Okay, just get the out. See that? He didn't try to rush it. He wasn't trying to get a double play there. That's a real professional play. He didn't get the grip the first time through, so he says, all right, I'm just going to give him a good feed. Let's get the out. That makes managers happy and pitchers happy.
Juan Rivera. Rivera's been nails against left-handed pitching this year, batting .353. First time up, he was robbed of a hit as he tried to bloop one to right field, but Ellis made a wonderful over-the-shoulder catch in shallow right field. That's knocked to left field, so the Angels, for the first time of the game, have 2 base runners.
All right, from the right side, we'll see if we hear that walk-up song. Kendry Bam Bam Morales. And there's some fans, and there's our first Bam Bam sign of the year. It's about time, fans. This guy is a superstar in the making, and he loves Bam Bam. It's the name of his favorite Cuban rock band, and the song, the title that he walks up to, it says in English, "Watch out."
No, it's
what does it say?
Permiso que llego Bam Bam, which means excuse me, Bam Bam is here.
That's a great song for him. His first year playing every day.
That is the song they play on the loudspeakers when he walks to home plate.
When we get on that bus after the game, I'm going to ask him if he saw that beautiful sign that lovely lady made for him today. And we need to see more of those, fans. The Angels are coming home September 8th through the 13th, and you've got a whole series there. We can make Bam Bam proud with signs.
Hit to third. Kennedy has it, his throw end time, and Bam Bam is out at first base. The Angels leave a pair, trailing Oakland 1-0 as we head to the 5th. Derek Barton, who started well for Oakland in the third inning, lining a single up the middle and coming around to score the only run of the ball game on an error by the starting pitcher John Lackey. But we believe it will be changed to the shortstop Eric Aybar because it was a good throw by Lackey and Aybar had it in his glove and it dropped out. Barton, 24 years old, from Southern California, played his high school baseball at Marina High School at Huntington Beach. That ball lifted foul and it will get out of play.
Souvenir. Get your programs.
So you got that job now, huh?
Well, I could do that.
Yes, you could.
Be a lot of fun. It's fun mixing in with that Angel crowd out there. Wish I had time to go out and sit with some of them. They're a lot of fun. They enjoy themselves here at the Big A, and why wouldn't they? Get to root for a first-class caliber ball club. Championship on the horizon for the Angels, maybe sometime in the next few years. They're hopeful it's this year.
Barton to center field, and Hunter comes on to make the catch. There's one down in the fifth inning. By the way, Texas still has that lead on Minnesota, but the Twins have 2 on with 1 out in the bottom of the seventh inning. 3-2 score. Rangers lead, and can you believe that Ranger pitching staff today? It's Millwood against Scott Baker. Every single game it seems like the Rangers only given up 2 or 3 runs. A complete flip-flop from years past where they had no pitching and great hitting. Outside and high to Cliff Pennington, who flied out to left field his first time up. Athletics have 1 run on 4 hits, no errors. The Angels have no runs on 2 hits and 1 error. And that 1 error was a costly one that cost them the 1 run. A strike in there to Cliff Pennington. John's thrown 61 pitches. 37 have made that strike zone. 24 have missed. He has a couple of strikeouts. Pennington waves at the breaking ball, or the fastball, I beg your pardon, and it's a 2-2 count.
Working ahead of hitters. Early count outs, 2 double plays. That'll help John. 62 pitches expended.
In there, strike 3 call.
Big John, he just used all fastballs to retire number 8 hitter Cliff Pennington. You see where Mathis is set up? Right on the money, honey. Pennington has got to go.
Here is Eric Patterson, doubled his last time up. He has also taken away a double from the Angels and an excellent catch on a drive by Eric Aybar. And if it's over the head with a pair of singles, the Angels likely have tied the game. But Patterson, a big reason the Athletics have the lead, and then he took a run away from the Angels. So he's done his job already. He is 26 years old, out of Harrison, Virginia, went to Georgia Tech. Bounced around a little bit and now has wound up with the Athletics. Had a great year at Sacramento. Has had a tough time at the big league level. Hit .307 with 12 home runs, 56 RBIs at Sacramento, and also set a new PCL Sacramento team record with 43 stolen bases. This is a much different Oakland team than we used to see in the past, where they were on base percentage happy. They would not steal bases or sacrifice runners. They didn't want to give up those outs. But now with guys like Kennedy and Davis and Patterson and Pennington out there, they got speed guys, and they're doing a little more creativity.
Well, you heard me say this before, Fizz, and it's the truth. You're playing teams that are under 500. They don't have anything to play for but to mess up a good team and be a thorn, be a pest in the side. So they're going to elevate their game. So when you hear these media people talk about records and like it's nothing or like it's everything, stats aren't everything. These teams come up for the Angels. They're going to go to Kansas City, and Kansas City, where are they hanging in? They're dead last in the Central. 19 games out. I guarantee you the Royals, for 4 games before they come back home, are going to be tough on the Angels. Seattle's got a winning record. They're going to be tough. From here on out, every game will be a big game and a tough game for starting pitchers, offensive, because the pitchers are going to be sharper. Everybody wants to beat the best.
And John Lackey makes a mistake with a 2-out walk of Eric Patterson. We told you of his speed might be going here. Adam Kennedy, former Angel at the plate. He is 0 for 2 with a flyout and pop-up.
All these stat geeks in baseball look at the stats and try to judge the game by the stats. Stats are good. You got to keep them because it's a game that's played every day, but you can't tell line to line, day to day, who's going to win.
It allows us for great conversation. I don't think statistics are as important in any other sport than baseball. You can just say numbers and people know what you're talking about. If I said 56, people go DiMaggio. If I said 406, people say Williams.
And if you look at my report card when I was a young person in math, you looked at some pretty tough grades. So I'm not a numbers guy. I never kept score in my life till I became a broadcaster. Never counted, never looked, never tallied my batting average up. But you leave that to the brains, the numbers people like you.
Well, sometimes it's something simple as D-, and the community of Fresno would say Rex Hudler.
Ah, now, it wasn't that bad. Come on.
No, you weren't.
Throw me under the bus, man.
NI needs improvement.
Dude, shake yourself.
Bottom 5 of the Big A. 1-0 Oakland. Howie Kendrick will lead things off. He flied out to center field his first time up. The Angels only have 2 hits off Brett Anderson. That's the total he gave up in 8 innings in that start back in July. And Howie chops this one foul over near the photo well. Anderson has been dominant pitcher, and he's really pitched well. Last 11 starts is 4-2 with a 3.01 ERA. This guy is just 21 years old. Again pulled foul. He's the #1 prospect in the A's organization by Baseball America and #7 overall in the major leagues.
I think he's good now. If he stays healthy, they keep a count of his pitch count, not let him get tired. He's going to even get better as he gets smarter and grows and matures on the mound. But this first full year for him is a huge year. That he can stay healthy and be out there and take the ball like them other youngsters we've seen. And you got to be encouraged if you're an Oakland A's fan, seeing some of these young starters. We saw this kid in spring training. He was breaking Angel bats left and right. He probably threw about 3 or 4 innings. He broke 5 bats. And I said to myself and to somebody else, as I always talk to myself, this guy's going to be good.
Kendrick rolls one up the middle, so the tying run is on. It's the first time in the ball game since the first inning that the Angels have their leadoff man on. Hey fans, abracadabra. How did they do that? Want to know? Tune into Magic's biggest secrets revealed. Monday at 9, only on My 13. So maybe baseball's biggest secrets will be revealed as you can tell people how pitchers break bats. Okay, they break them off the end, or if you get jammed in on the handle and they break you, they call that a jam shot, and a lot of bats can't take that. Matthews hits it sharply, but right at the right fielder. Kendrick has to stay put at first base. But there's a difference, and hitters know it. If you hit it off the end and break it, that was a hang with them. If you get jammed on a good fastball inside, you get back to the dugout, they say, get some ice on those thumbs. How you doing? Take the chef's hat off. You know, so when you get jammed inside, it's a little more disrespectful than off the end. Now 1 out for Jeff Mathis. Mathis has had a rough time offensively lately. Go ahead and hit one out of here. Well, he lines one to center field. Nicely done. Kendrick stops at second base. For the second straight inning, the Angels have 2 on. This time they've done it with 1 out. In the 4th inning, they did it with 2 outs. So singles by Kendrick and Mathis. All right, he's got a good level stroke, and coming out of spring training, he had the nicest opposite field swing I've seen. And in order for him to hit for average, you got to be able to get those base hits to right. You know, and he's got good pop. He can take you deep if you put it in the right spot for him. But he's a lot better hitter than he's showing. And so that's nice for confidence there, but it's only going to work if they can get a run home. Sean Figgins, batting .358 with men in scoring position, has the tying run at second base, and Howie Kendrick. Jeff Mathis at first base. .240 hitter from the right side is Figgy. A little bit down from the .337 average from the left side, but he just has 154 ABs from the right side. But productive. Just wants a lousy single to keep the hit train rolling off of this kid. That's a gapper left center field. This will tie the game. Kendrick scores easily. Eagle will hold Mathis at third base, and Figgins with a double that locks this game up at 1. That's all she took. Just get one lousy knockout there and get a couple Angel base runners stirring and dent the confidence of the kid Anderson, who looks unflappable till now. So now, with 1 out, second and third, first base is open. Eric Ibar's got a few options. I don't think that they'll suicide squeeze a run home here because they're going to trust Ibar to swing the bat. Remember, in his first at-bat, and a good hit by Sean Figgins, by the way, first AB, he hit one to the base of the 387 wall, and Patterson made a nice play. Ibar's got a little more pop. I think they're going to let him swing the bat. A couple stakes out there for Ibar to pick up. Got a good level swing. 4 of his 5 home runs have come from the right side. You get a little something going off of a good pitcher, you want to continue it and help bury him a little. Ibar with a rocket to Barton. He's coming home. They've got Mathis in a rundown, and now they're going to tag him out with Figgins already at third base. So 2 out. Hit it hard. What you can do. Barton was in. Well, Greg Gibson, they're looking around. There's a lot of confusion, seems like, out there. But when they went to touch third base, Landon Powell, he touched the base instead of tagging the runner. Okay, let's watch it. Okay, Mathis goes all the way back, and Landon Powell touches the base, and then Sean Figgins. So there was a little bit of a confusion there as to who should be out and who shouldn't be. Angels would much rather have Figgins there, who has terrific speed. Now the batter, Torrey Hunter, singled his last time up. And since there was no force there, when he tagged the bag, Mathis walked off the field and he was called out. There's a drive to center field, and that is deep, and it is gone. Home run for Torrey Hunter. There's their bus driver showing up now. Gets that home run swing down. Watch out. That makes the middle of this order lethal. Torrey Hunter, opposite field pop. Big time. Aggressive.
first pitch whacking on Brett Anderson all day long. It's finally starting to come out now. And the Angels have broken out here a little bit. Give John Lackey a little breathing room, going for his 100th career win for the Halos this afternoon.
You just felt like Hunter, if he got the pitch that he wanted right there, was going to swing at the first pitch, and he got it all.
Okay, you throw a heater out over the plate at 95, he's going to hit it out at about 105. And if you get underneath it on a day game, that ball's out of here. Well struck.
Boy, it got there fast, too. 4 runs in the 5th inning by the Angels against Brett Anderson.
Bobby Abreu on his off day had a handful of seeds, and when they did their little handshake, he threw the seeds in the air for a little visual effect.
Guerrero with a fly ball struck to right center. Ryan Sweeney under it makes the catch, but the damage has been done. The Angels score 4 times. Torrey Hunter's 19th big fly of the year gives the Angels their first lead. Tips at flexyourpower.org and by Verizon Wireless, America's largest mobile-to-mobile calling family. Steve Physiak, Rex Hudler with you at the Big A. Angels in front 4-1. They're trying to even the series at 2 wins each, and they got a big 4-run 5th inning. John Lackey, he's smelling it right here, and he's pitched very well. 71 pitches through 5 innings.
It's all the big horse needed. A lead and a couple little insurance runs, but this team's kind of pesky, Oakland.
Yes, they are.
Can't count them out.
Morales takes care of Rajai Davis for the first out of the 6th. Good to keep the speed off to start the 6th inning after Lackey got his 3-run lead.
Okay, that's a tough play, but he kept his focus. Tough Sun Field. I mentioned earlier in the first inning that one team will drop a ball out there today. Almost a guarantee. It's tough, especially when you hit a lot of pop-ups.
First pitch curveball to Ryan Sweeney, strike 1. Sweeney has been robbed of a hit on a fine play by Sean Figgins and singled with 2 strikes on him to left field.
We've seen a lot of good defensive plays that have robbed players of knocks in this series. Always a welcome sight if you're a pitcher, especially. Taking hits away keeps guys off base, and the ERA's down.
Sweeney down 1-2. Ryan pulls it foul, broke his bat. Rex, I know we're talking about the Angels trying to fight off the Texas Rangers this year, and Texas 4 games back. They have a 3-2 lead late against the Minnesota Twins. 2 on, though, for the Twins in the bottom of the 8th inning with nobody out, and Texas leading that game 3-2. But it's important that the Angels keep winning and keep the pressure on, because Texas had the rougher schedule in August, but the Angels will have the more difficult schedule in September.
What do you mean by that?
Well, the Athletics play a lot of teams. I'm sorry, the Rangers will play a lot of teams with records under 500. They're home versus Toronto. They're at Baltimore and Cleveland. The Angels, meantime, have to go to Boston and New York.
Yeah, but see, I explained that earlier. They're going to play the Rangers, teams under 500, like they're going to play the Angels. Because
there's a called strike 3 to Ryan Sweeney, so see you later there. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Hud.
The Rangers are one of the best teams, and they're shooting for a wild card. Same situation. Teams are going to come up to play the Rangers. So if you look at that, you say, well, it's favored to schedule. Well, we got 500 teams. Now I say hogwash on that. Every day is a tough day, man. And these teams at this time of the year with, 33 games left, they're going to be playing contending teams as good as any others.
Well, I guess the question is, would you rather play the Yankees and Red Sox or the Orioles and Indians?
Well, if you look and see what the Angels did against some of those teams, the Indians and Orioles.
I'm just bringing up the facts. I'm just talking about what's taking place in September.
I'll answer that. They'd much rather play the Yankees. You don't think the Angels would like to play the Yankees? They dominate the Yankees.
Yes, they do. They've had great success since 1996.
I rest my case. The beast from the East can be dethroned if the Angels play their game.
1-1 is up and away. As a matter of fact, right before the All-Star break, that's when the Angels had that 3-game sweep of New York.
But you know, they got a pitch with Kazmir. That's a nice slip. Now they got 5 starters. No more rookies the rest of the way for the Angels. And the guys, nothing against them. They held their own for a little bit, but this time of year, it's a salary drive.
Cust pops it up. John Lackey looking like the John Lackey we're used to seeing as Torrey Hunter pulls the ball out of the sun. 1-2-3 go the Athletics into 6th. This year, and you see the runs per game that Texas has put on the Angels pitching staff. Head-to-head games left September 18th through the 20th in Arlington, and here at the end of the year, well, the Angels love to have Kazmir because look what he's done against Texas and also against Boston and New York. He's 5-1 against the Rangers in his career, and he is 4-0 against Boston/New York this season. And Minnesota has just tied it up. I saw that they sacrificed a couple of runners over to second and third, and they've tied the game up at 3 with the Twins and Rangers. Minnesota right now batting in the bottom half of that 8th inning, and they have runners at second and third with just 1 out, so they could be taking the lead here.
Well, that last half inning when the Angels busted Anderson a little bit, way too many fastballs. And that's probably because the young catcher that's catching him, Landon Powell's a rookie, and he's out there putting signs down, and Anderson's a rookie. He misses Suzuki today. Suzuki knows the hitters well.
Pennington throws out Juan Rivera. And Minnesota, we understand, has just taken a 4-3 lead over the Texas Rangers. There's still just one out in that 8th inning.
The Angels from here on out will control their own destiny. Okay, it's all theirs if they just continue to play consistent baseball. And it could get exciting because the Rangers have beaten up on the Angels this year. The fact that they play each other, let me see, 7 more times. So the Angels hope they have a nice little cushion before them, but they're not going to get swept by the Rangers. They're going to play them tough, you would expect. But they've got enough to finish, especially with the addition of Kazmir, who beats the Rangers.
Kendry Morales sends that ball foul. Another, you asked the other day, you said fans.
Last night.
Some signs. Last night they did the signs that fast.
I wanted to encourage the fans to encourage that young man who is not lacking any confidence on the field, but he's getting used to playing in America here in Southern California. A little bit shy, very humble kid, but when he starts seeing the fans reacting to his play, that's going to give him more confidence. And I encourage the fans, our next homestand, to keep it up, because this kid's going to see those signs and he's going to feel really good.
That ball is shot off of the glove of Adam Kennedy, rolls into shallow left field. Let's see how they score this, because that was a smash.
What do you mean? See, that's a knock.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm not the official scorekeeper.
That's a knock. Come on, he hits the ball that hard. Adam Kennedy's got good hands. That ball, that's a hot corner. Look at this. It's on you in a second. You can't control the hop. You can't assume the guy's going to make that play. So when it goes under his glove, that's a knock. Way to go, K-Mo. Bam, bam.
1 on, 1 out. You're a piece of work today.
I'm so excited.
No more coffee for you.
No, I don't mess with it.
Howie Kendrick, the batter, and Howie takes a rip at the first pitch. The Angels swinging a lot of early Anderson offerings.
That's because they don't want to get to that nasty slider. He's got a great one. But last inning, I mentioned it, Powell, the rookie, called too many fastballs, and especially that one to Torrey Hunter hurt him. These guys are going to catch a fastball. You throw that, establish your slider down, 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 then you got him on the defensive.
By the way, Heidi, was officially ruled a base hit.
There you go. Seventh hit by the Angels.
4 runs on 7 hits. 1 on 4 against Lackey. Strike in there to Howard Kendrick.
So a good hitter like Howie just took a mental picture of that last hanging backdoor curve. Okay, when he sees it out of his hand next time, starting up about head high and about a foot out to the right, that ball's going to break right down belt high, and he'd like to turn on one like that. Not that one.
Anderson, last time he had him 0-2, he went up and in on Howie. And then Kendrick rolled one up the middle for a base hit.
Howie's got very good hitting skills. Rajai Davis, the center fielder, is playing him towards the right field side, leaving a huge gap in left. Here's Timmy McClellan. I mean, you could drive a 40-foot RV, do that, baby, and you could even tow a 4x4, and you would get through that cleanly. Howie would rather hit to right center, but he will pull when his eyes tell his hands. Like that hanger. See, he didn't want to miss that one.
Kendrick 1 for 2 today, flied out to center field his first time up, and started the Angels rally in the 5th inning with a single up the middle. Angels had 4 hits and 4 runs. The big hit, Torrey Hunter's home run to right center field, a 3-run blast. Outside, the count's full 3-2. Good battle by Kendrick after he's down in the count 0-2.
That's right. Competing in your at-bats is what hitting coach Mickey Hatcher likes to stress on the Halos. Each time you go up, it's a competition, and stay there as long as you can and win.
Hits it sharply. This is trouble. A 6, a 4, and a 3 inning ending double play. To the 7th we go. The Angels with a 4-1 lead, and Lackey coming back to the mound. Our Infinity Fact with his next victory. John Lackey will join the Century Club. He will join Chuck Finley, Nolan Ryan, Frank Tanana, and Mike Witt as the only pitchers to win 100 games for the franchise, making the Angels just the fourth expansion team to have at least 5 different pitchers with 100 wins for that team. The Astros with 8, the Royals with 6, and the Blue Jays with 5. John, 99 and 70. And this is the team he has the most wins against. 15 and 4, a 2.66 ERA, 15 wins, a career best versus any opponent, and he has a 4-1 lead in the 7th.
Tell you what,
the batter.
The saving factor for Lackey is the 2 double plays that his defense has behind him. He's kept his pitch count down and manageable. Top of the 7th inning, 85 pitches thrown. Big John's got some left in his tank, plenty.
Meantime, in Minnesota, the Twins have a 5-3 lead. They're going to the top of the 9th inning, and that means Joe Nathan will be coming out of the pen, and he's pretty tough to beat. Strike to Powell, and the count is even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Millwood went today for Texas, gave up 2 runs in 6 innings. Baker went for Minnesota. He gave up 3 in 7. Powell knocks it foul. It'll stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes. But C.J. Wilson, young pitcher from Fountain Valley, gave up 3 runs in that 8th inning, and that could cost the Rangers. Meantime, Jay Marshall, the left-hander, warming for Oakland. They may take out Brett Anderson, who's thrown 87 pitches through 6.
John wants an out on this pitch here.
And he gets it by striking out Powell looking.
Little 2-seamer working.
Enter for your chance to win great prizes with the Angels Summer Series presented by AT&T. Winners receive 4 tickets for an Angels-Yankees game September 21st through the 23rd, a pregame field visit, $150 in Angels bucks, and much more. Enter now by texting VIP to 6521 from your wireless AT&T phone, or go online at att.angelsbaseball.com. Ball stroked in the alley. By the way, fans, entries must be received by September 14th. 1 entry per person per day, so it's a double for Mark Ellis with 1 out in the 7th inning.
19th double, split the gap.
Oakland's been tough to put away in this series, as the Angels have lost 2 of the 3 meetings. They lost 2-0, and they lost last night 4-3 after leading 3-0.
When Mark Ellis and David Eckstein played together at the University of Florida, was it that Ellis was a shortstop and Eck was a second baseman? That story never gets old. So they get to the big leagues, and there's no guarantee these kids are going to become major league players. And it ends up Eckstein's the shortstop at the big leagues, and Ellis went over to second. Go figure.
And they're both kind of cut out of the same cloth. Quiet, reserved, but fundamentally outstanding.
And gamers.
Yeah.
And so, but really, it's more impressive what Eckstein did. Much easier to go from short to second because of the throw that's involved. So that's what the amazing feat is David Eckstein, man. That guy, Angel fans will never forget him.
They love their college coach as well, Andy Lopez, who's now at Arizona.
So Buddy Black's got Eckstein.
Had to check his swing. Did he go? They appealed. Did not go. So it's a 2-2 count to Derek Barton, who has singled and flied out in this game. Good series so far for Barton with 4 hits. Seems like they've all been coming at big times. John's 95th pitch is in the dirt, blocked beautifully by Jeff Mathis. Man, he covered it with his entire body.
Yep, he's catching today like it could be his last game ever. And that's what you want. Managers love to see guys with urgency about their game, a focus. Day-to-day like that builds a good reputation for the player and keeps you in good graces with your skipper. Especially Scioscia. Being a catcher under him, you're under very keen eyes.
Martin left field. Rivera chasing. Nice catch by Juan. 2 outs.
Juan's, he's probably telling himself, you know what, that kind of felt good. Got a little exercise out here. Got a chance to run to the line. Nothing too taxing. And he just made a nice run and catch. Routine for most guys.
We found out today that Scott Kazmir will be facing Felix Hernandez in Wednesday's start. Mike Napoli caught his bullpen session early today. Does that give you a read in that Napoli might be catching him, or will Kazmir have another bullpen, maybe working with Mathis this week?
Well, Napoli wasn't playing today in the lineup, and that's why he's out there. The day's starting catcher, he's not going to do the extra work, but Soch wanted one of his A catchers in there. Nothing against Steve Solis or Orlando Mercado, who do a lot of the warm-ups down there, but get him with one of the A guys. And of course, those other 2 guys I mentioned aren't players.
Will he have another bullpen session and maybe have Mathis catch him?
Right, it's very possible. Yeah, Soch will let him, and then it's just up to Mike, I'm sure.
Ground ball short. Lackey gets out of trouble. Ibar throws him out. Good job by John through 7. He's allowed 1 unearned run.
There you go, Lack.
Angels baseball on My 13 is brought to you by Infiniti. Luxury cars that inspire at every turn. Steve Physioc, Rex Hudler with you at the Big A. And fans, Angels baseball wants to give you a chance to sit in the Chevy Suite seats located on the field next to third base and a chance to win the all-new Chevy Camaro. Text Camaro to 31826 or go to angelsbaseball.com/Camaro for details and official rules. Standard Tech rates apply. It's Chevy, the official ride of Angels baseball. The sweet seats down that left and right field line. We'll see a new pitcher. It will be lefty Jay Marshall. Sidewinder. 7.84 earned run average. He was terrific at Sacramento with a 3.20 earned run average, but has not been as strong in the second half. And as you can tell, not nearly as strong when he was promoted to the major leagues with Oakland. The Angels right now with a 4-1 lead over the Athletics. Minnesota leading Texas 5-3 in the top of the 9th inning with Joe Nathan on the hill.
How about Big Daddy Vladdy? He got some fans out here.
Yes, he does. Everybody loves Big Daddy. Sunshine, man, we have had some heat in Southern California. That young man needs to be taken to the shade. And that says Halo.
Fans, you're going to make a sign?
Happy birthday.
Make them in big, bright colors. It's hard for our cameras to pick that up. Make them in bigger colors and brighter. But nice thought.
Happy birthday, Alyssa.
That's right. Nice thought, though. We love you. So do the players.
Turn that cap around and get ready for some baseballs. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. The Angels need 6 outs for their 77th win. The pitch to Gary Matthews Jr. is strike one. Matthews today has grounded out and flied out. Gary's batting average right now at .245. He's hit 3 home runs and 40 RBIs, and he swings and taps one to first base. Barton will take it himself and cover the bag for the first out.
Okay, this kid here, he's got a good sinker. He's not going to overpower you at all. Sinker, slider. He may throw 85, 86, but he's a finesse lefty. And it's a flat sweeping breaker, that little slider. Of course, there's not any lefties in the lineup, so lefties don't have to worry about him. But if you're a right-handed batter, you want to belly up on the dish on this guy. What I mean by bellying up is scoot yourself up closer towards the plate, not towards the pitcher, up towards the plate. Look for any mistakes out over. He's not going to blow it by you. And look to turn the fan on. And Mathis can do that. He'll shoot a few out if he's sitting on a pitch and he gets one belt high. He's got a nice stroke. He's got some pop. But I think with one out here, 0-2, he's going to be a little more defensive.
That one missed just barely.
Well, if there was a left-handed batter in the box, might have hit him in the kneecap. Good thing there wasn't. That was a good waste pitch.
And then he comes way inside on Jeff, so a 2-2 count to Mathis, who singled his last time up, and that helped the Angels rally as they scored 4 times in the 5th inning. They finally got to Brett Anderson. There's a blooper to right field, and it stays up for the right fielder Ryan Sweeney. 2 outs. Jay Marshall was selected from AAA Sacramento on August 9th, and he's pitched 8 times since making his 2009 debut on August 11th. Seems like Billy Beane has always liked sidewinders. He has Ziegler from the right side. He has Marshall from the left side. He's the guy who acquired Chad Bradford, who was a setup man for several years for the Athletics.
Yeah, you're right. Bradford used to scrape his knuckles on the ground.
Remember that one game we did where his knuckles hit the ground and he flipped the ball almost into the dugout of the Angels?
Yep. They like the sidewinders. And you know what? Those guys are tough because they bring sinkers from sidearm. So the ball's moving down and give up a lot of ground balls.
That was a pitch that almost was a strike to the batter in the on-deck circle.
Well, supposed to have good command, but sometimes it can be off a little.
The 2-1. Figge sends it to the right side. Ellis picks it off and throws him out. Marshall with a 1-2-3 7th against the Angels. The Athletics trying for his 16th win against the A's and has allowed one unearned run today. Hunter's 3-run home run the difference as he blasted one. First pitch he saw from Brett Anderson in the 5th with 2 on and broke the 1-1 tie to give the Angels a 4-1 lead. And Lackey said, "I'll see you later." I mean, he has been flat brilliant and even tougher since getting the lead.
And what a nice little breath of fresh air that would be for the bullpen.
You got that right, because the bullpen has averaged 4 innings per start in the last couple of weeks. The bullpen has gone 64 1/3 innings in the last 16 games, stretched out. That one's rolled foul. I did not know until early this morning, because I was wondering why Jason Bolger didn't pitch the 7th inning, but Bolger hurt his right shoulder, a little tightness. He said it's not going to be very long, but Mike Scioscia said he was not available last night or today, probably not available tomorrow in game 1 of that Seattle series. He'll start to throw again. Ground ball, Ibar, quick toss, got him, nice play. We've got a final from Minnesota, and the Twins have held off the Rangers. The Rangers loaded the bases in the 9th inning, 2 out. Joe Nathan against Michael Young, and Nathan won the battle. So the Angels right now with a 4.5 game lead. They could go 5 up if they hold off the Athletics today. It's a tough loss for the Rangers, who had the lead going into the 7th.
Now, with 1 out here in this inning, John Lackey's 104 pitches. If he can try to get through this inning here with a minimal pitch count in this inning, he might have a chance to close his 100th win for himself and go CG. But it's all up to Scioscia and Lackey for this inning right here.
Yeah, he does not have a complete game this year, although he did go 9 in that start against the Athletics in Oakland.
It's exactly what you want out of one of your horses. Make a statement now. Let that starting pitching start to compete against each other. With Kazmir aboard now, there's confidence around the team. And it starts with the starting pitching. The starters are going, all right, we got a little extra help now.
Lackey's 1-2 flip foul by Adam Kennedy.
And again, I'll say, there were no active Angels involved in that trade on the 25-man roster that went to Tampa. They were all prospects, so that's good. You don't subtract any team chemistry at all by doing that. You just added a guy, and that's beautiful.
Kennedy swings and misses and strikes out. John Lackey has been outstanding today. 6 strikeouts, giving the Angels exactly what they needed.
Going right after guys. Lackey knows. He says, you know what? I don't have time to mess around now. Now I got to finish it off. So a big gun starter, he's starting to smell it. Smell that finish line. Finish strong.
Now Rajai Davis.
I guarantee you, we'll watch Scioscia in between innings go over to Big John Lackey, and there'll be a little conversation about, is he going to let him finish? Is he going to let somebody else come in? Well, we'll keep our cameras on it. We won't miss any action.
Davis sends it to center field and deep. Hunter back, still going back, and makes the catch. A 1-2-3 8th inning. Lackey, since he got the lead, has been dominating the Athletics. 4-1 Halos.
Big Bad John. Big.
The Lackey line, 8 innings, 5 hits, 1 unearned run, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, in line for his 100th career win. And you and I were talking, we wanted to see him get number 100 at home.
All right, but there's the handshake from Scioscia, and that means you're done. There's no verbal talking there. That handshake from Scioscia says, hey, great job, John.
Now the lefty stays in. Jay Marshall to face Eric Ibar. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ibar today has been on once, reaching on a fielder's choice last time up, and he busts this one down the line foul.
Earlier today, A's manager Bob Guerin named right-hander Edgar Gonzalez to start for Tuesday's game against the Royals. That means that they will employ a 6-man rotation down the stretch. Guerin says, hey, I want to limit the innings of my young pitchers. That's Trevor Cahill, Vin Mazzaro.
Ibar to left, Patterson there, 1 out.
And the lefties, Brett Anderson and Gio Gonzalez. Good move, 6-man rotation.
Rex, if you're traveling and you can't watch your Angels on Fox Sports West or KCOP, you can always catch the game on your computer with MLB.tv. This is the ultimate baseball experience, featuring 100 out-of-market games per week live on your computer, and catch those you missed on demand. For more details, visit angelsbaseball.com, where baseball is always on.
All right, this guy, Torrey Hunter, he homered. A nice little 3-run shot earlier in the ball game, gave Big John a nice cushion for his 100th win, possibly, if he can hold off. And then those guys right there will be very important to hold the lead here next inning. But Torrey's looking for a mistake. He wants to drive one. He's Squibber.
2 first, and Barton records the 2nd out. The Angels will see a lineup that has Sweeney, Cust, and Powell. That's a 2 pair of lefties, and Landon Powell also a lefty. So I would imagine the Angels will go with Brian Fuentes to open that 9th inning, even though Jepson was warming. If it's a 3-run lead, it will be Fuentes, and if it's a more than 3-run lead, it'll be Jepson. Brian in there to save games, and he has 37 this year, which is the most in the American League. One more than Mariano Rivera, who did not have a save situation today because his Yankees beat the White Sox 8-3. Teixeira hit his 32nd home run, and Johnny Damon number 24. Yankees running away with that American League East. Boston playing today in a 7-0 final over Toronto. Vlad Guerrero gaps one. He'll stop at first base with a single.
That's the way to check in, Big Daddy. Okay, inside out stroke. Pulled the hands in on a pitch inside. Didn't want to pull it. Says, I'm going to use the large part of the field and take my chances, and your chances are better when you do that.
Juan Rivera, 1 for 3, robbed of a hit, and a fine over-the-shoulder catch by Mark Ellis in the 2nd. Single to left field and grounded out to open the 6th, and he singles up the middle here. Angels now with 9 hits and 4 runs. The Athletics have 1 run on 5 hits against Lackey. He's now out. So the Angels trying to do some damage against Jay Marshall, with now Henry Morales stepping up. Morales 1 for 3, and they'll stay with the left-hander to make sure Morales hits from the right side of the plate. Batting just .277 from this side and .318 from the left side.
He's been getting a lot more consistent from the right side. Scioscia's been using him against lefties now, and he's over 100 at bats. And that's a good mark, because now he's starting to feel comfortable. He's going to be tough either side.
Oakland plays him straight up because he has such a tremendous ability of hitting the ball to the opposite field and pulling the ball, and he tried to pull it there, and it's fouled off. Angels have lost 7 of their last 10 to match a worst 10-game stretch of the year. They've come up with 4 and held the Athletics to 1 as we head towards that 9th inning. Way outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lackey with 110 pitches thrown today. 71 were in the strike zone. He was outstanding. Angels right now, every single time they go out there, they've got a terrific starter on the hill. And Morales with a drive, right center field and deep. That baby is gone. A 3-run home run by Kendry Morales to bust this game open.
Can everyone say bam bam? Yes, they can. Morales is a local phenom, soon to be a lot larger if he continues that onslaught against American League pitchers. Right-handed, left-handed, we talked about his opposite field pop is, and there it was. On display at an American League ballpark near you. Come catch the Halos.
I guess we'll see Jepson in the 9th.
Morales continues to up his stock. How many did you say Teixeira had?
Hit his 32nd today.
Morales.
Kendrick with a base hit to left field, and Kendrick Morales with his 30th home run. He now has 94 RBIs as well.
He might catch Mark Teixeira in homers this year. It's a beautiful thing. Watch this. Sidewinder, no problem. I'll wait a little bit longer. I'll put that A swing on it and get up underneath it. Let that daytime carry him to his 30th ding-dong of the year in his first full season playing every day.
Wow, what a player. What a lift he has been for the Angels. And he is batting 6th on the team and leading them in home runs and RBI.
Woo!
Santiago Casilla is warming up in the Athletics bullpen as the Angels trying to put the finishing touches on this one with a 7-1 lead.
It's begun to be the KMO show. And
Well,
you got a guy with 30 homers batting down in the 6th spot in your order. Woohoo! Man, I tell you, that Socha's got a lot of confidence in them hitters before him to drive in runs, but if they're not cleaning up the scraps, Morales is.
Those 3-run homers certainly make a difference in a game, don't they?
Oh, man, I'm telling you. And with 2 outs, everything with 2.
You're right. Torrey Hunter hit a 2-out, 3-run home run that broke the 1-1 tie in the 5th. Center field to right center, and Kendry Morales a 2-out, 3-run home run here in the bottom half of the 8th inning as the Angels try to even this series at 2 wins each.
Well, Kurt Young, Oakland's pitching coach, came out to talk to Marshall. And I could tell by he was shaking his head saying, there's nothing you can do about that. That's a good pitch. You put it on the outside part of the plate and down. Forget about that and let's just go back to throwing strikes again. And Howie obliged by promptly getting a base hit.
Matthews slugs it foul into the club level. Nice catch. Guy caught that liner with both hands. Back row. Give that fan a contract.
And a new glove.
Yeah, he did it with his bare hands.
Oh, Hatcher finally missed one. He never misses those. Hatcher on the one hoppers that always come back, he's always in the top row. He uses his hat. Watch him use his hat here. Okay, he's going to try to measure this one up, and he got blindsided by the sun, and he almost broke an ankle falling down the steps.
That's down the line. Kendrick could score on the play. Matthews off for second base. They're going to send Howie home, and he will score to make it 8-1.
Junior taking a slice down the right field line. Right fielder Ryan Sweeney threw it to second base when didn't hit the cutoff man Ellis and forgot about the runner Howie Kendrick at home, and he just walked home. Nice stroke. Matthews had been fouling off a lot of pitches, and he finally waited for one, and look at Howie Kendrick. Keep on trucking, Howie. His teammates call him Truck.
Because of the Eddie Kendrick song, Keep on Trucking. We'll see Santiago Casilla when we come back. Marshall done. the season, most ever by a switch hitter, as he slammed his 30th, a 3-run shot in the bottom of the 8th inning. Now Santiago Casilla comes out of the Oakland bullpen. The 28-year-old right-hander out of the Dominican Republic is 1-2 this year with an earned run average nearly 6. And he will face the right-handed swinging Jeff Mathis with 2 out in the 8th inning, of the Angels already scoring 4 runs in the 5th inning. The Angels with 4 runs in the 5th and 4 runs in the 8th. Matthews at second base after he doubled in a run. Jeff Mathis 1 for 3 in the game, singled his 5th inning.
You'd think the Angels would be content with the lead they had before this inning.
Ooh, and Jeff Mathis gets clipped by Casilla on an inside pitch, and Casilla hits Jeff. He'll walk to first base.
Okay, now Teddy Barrett's going to walk this ball out to him right now. And Ted Barrett's going to say, hey, young man, you hit Vladdy in game 1. And if you hit another batter, I'm not going to like it.
And you don't want to get Ted Barrett mad.
Nope. Okay, it's one up in it. Same spot he hit Vladdy in the shoulder. Mathis looked like he caught it right under the arm. Or it caught some of his jersey. But the Angels with 2 outs are as dangerous with no outs.
9th Angel to bat in this 8th inning. It's Sean Figgins with runners in first and second. Congratulations, Rex, to Chula Vista, California. They just won the Little League World Series, beating Taipei of Taiwan 6-3.
Wow.
So they're the world champions.
That a way. Way to go, fellas. Way to represent Cali.
They beat our Rancho Santa Margarita team. And there is a fastball upstairs to Sean Figgins. He's a future Little Leaguer.
And he's got his monkeys grasped tightly.
I got a buddy, Matthew Zimmerman, who played for that Rancho Santa Margarita Little League team that went a long way. Sean Figgins to center field. Man, he comes through with runners on, doesn't he? Figgins is incredible as he drives in another, and the Angels have sent 9 men to the plate. They now lead it 9-1 as Matthews checks in from second.
Yeah, nice way to finish this homestand. They had a little bit of rocky trouble. Tigers took 2 out of 3. We're going to split here. Give them a little confidence going into Seattle for 3. But a good day. And they're hoping that John Lackey will get his 100th career victory.
This also will be the Angels' 40th come-from-behind victory this year. They were down 1-0. Brett Anderson was dealing, but the Angels scored 4 times in the 5th, 5 so far in the 8th inning. Now lead it 9-1, and Casilla struggling. He hit his first batter, then gave up a hit to Sean Figgins. Ibar started it by flying out to left field. He's now hitting. Angels batting around. Angels will play 33 games in their final 35 days of the season.
And looks like they're all going to be meaningful games. Not going to be no cakewalk to the finish like last year. The Angels, they ran away from the division. A 21-game lead.
Ibar pushes it to the second baseman, Ellis, who throws out Eric. The inning is over, but the Angels send 10 men to the plate, and they score 5 big runs, and now they're blowing out Oakland 9-1. Kendry Morales put the finishing touches on this one as he blasted a 3-run home run to right center. Number 30 for Camo. watch this game, you see his ERA at 5.17, but as we've been chronicling his story, he has been terrific since July 1st, an ERA that has been right about 2. And it's all surrounding the invention of the slider, cut fastball. Mike Scioscia also making some defensive changes as he brings on Rob Quinlan to play right field and moves Gary Matthews Jr. from right to center field to give Torrey Hunter an inning off. Ryan Sweeney will lead things off. Will be followed by Jack Cust and then Landon Powell. Sweeney takes strike 1. Ryan has been held down in the game. 1 for 3, a single to left field back in the 4th.
So after Scott Kazmir threw for Mike Butcher for the first time in an Angel uniform out in the pen before the day, Kevin Jepsen was out there and he threw after him.
Matthews with the catch in center field, and that is out number 1.
But he didn't throw a lot. I think Butchie just wanted to check him out a little bit. Probably threw about 6, 7, 8 pitches. That was it. He just wanted to kind of go over a few things. It's interesting when you get to go out there and listen and watch and learn something new every day about baseball by watching Butchie and pitching and mechanics and balance, hip turns, arm slots. Especially being a position player my whole life, I played 7 positions. I was blessed to do that, but man, never pitched or caught. But got a pretty good idea by listening to Butchie about what's going on about that pitching game.
Jepsen facing Jack Cust, and Mike Butcher got together with Scott Kazmir and the 2 catchers today just to get an understanding of what Scott wants to do with his stuff. Where the catchers Napoli and Mathis will frame him up when he makes his first start for the Angels on Wednesday. How he likes to get ahead, how he likes to put guys away.
Well, if I can learn something from Butchie, you know these young pitchers can.
There's no question.
Yeah, good firm fastball. Jepsen's elevated his status. Now, forget about his overall ERA. That was early in the season. Lately, he's been nails. Good hard 97, good curve, and a slider to go with it.
There is Scott Kazmir. Will make the start Wednesday and a 3 o'clock game in Seattle at Safeco Field against Felix Hernandez. What a matchup that will be.
Fresh look. Kazmir, young, well-spoken, got experience in the big leagues. No question he's going to be a huge lift. And he's here today for the first time, and he says, wow, I might be 1-0 in an Angel uniform.
Cust swings and misses and strikes out. Blew him away with a fastball.
That's what Scioscia likes. He likes strong-armed relievers. Now, he's happy with Fuentes, and why wouldn't you be? He leads the American League in saves. But he's got another option now in Jepsen, which is nice. He can bring his kid in. His focus has been good. He's confident, and he realizes that his pitching, his weapons he's got now with that electric little power slider that he throws consistently now and for strikes has made him a different pitcher, mentally, confident. You got 97, go ahead and blow some cheese.
Kendrick can't reach this one. It will roll into right field, a base hit for Landon Powell. Also wanted to let our fans know that Kendrick Morales has had some kind of month at Angels first baseman. Did you know, Rex, that Morales' 33 RBIs this month are a new Angels record? He eclipsed Bobby Bonds, who drove in 31 runs in August of 1977. How about that month?
Unbelievable. Now, I knew he had most ribbies since the All-Star break.
Yeah, he now has 40, let's see here, 45, I think.
Yeah.
45 since the All-Star break.
And how about that one home run shy of Mark Teixeira, the guy whose place he took?
Because Teixeira went deep today.
Okay, 2. Sorry, I was off by 2. Morales ain't worried. He ain't counting. He just wants to win. Says, if I can be productive and I can hit 20 home runs, 25 home runs, we'll have won a few games. But we don't know what his ceiling is. How many homers will he end up with if he's blessed with health the rest of the way? He's going to hit 35, 40.
1 month to go.
Heck, he's making this league look like a wiffle ball league.
Well, his 3-run home run and certainly Torrey Hunter's 3-run home run, the big offensive marks in this game. But this game, I think, will be remembered by John Lackey and the job he did when the Angels needed depth, length from their starting pitchers, and Lackey will win game number 100. Quinlan with the catch. That's it. The big guy from Abilene, Texas, wins his 100th big league game. John Lackey with the win. Morales goes deep. Congratulations to the big guy.
That's right, Big John. That's outstanding feat. Hope you get 100 more in an Angel uniform. That's yet to be seen. But his offense, 8 runs, all scored out of the 9 with 2 outs. Impressive. More 2-out whacking, attacking, and get on the bus and forget about us. It's time to hit the road with the Angels of Road Warriors.
Lackey with the win. Anderson